Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show. Now I'm saying welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. It's the NBA SA Show, Season 2, Episode 13. Gentlemen, how are you?
Awesome. Are we doing this again?
No, we're not greeting. We're not greeting. No, you know what the problem is? It's the fucking quiet snacks. It's the fucking quiet snacks. I need rough snacks. Welcome everybody. Kirk decided to bring us quiet snacks because they complain that when we have snacks on the table, I chew and make a noise. So he got us some quiet snacks. But show us how you eat a grape, man. With a toothpick. Let's see. I mean, I can do a peach.
First time, sir. First time. And he's waterman. I'm an experienced grape eater.
On this week's episode, welcome back by the way. It's episode 13 of season 2. It's the NBA SA show. My name is Wesley. This is Tim. And this is Kirk. We are 3 friends from South Africa that love basketball and love the NBA. Yeah. In this week's episode, in the beginning of
make a noise with a quiet
in the beginning of the season, we picked our top 4 in the East and our top 4 in the West. And we thought this is a perfect time for us to review those teams that we picked. Are they still the same? Are they different? We'll find out later in the show. Also, another episode of Liam's Lambada. And we're going to finish off the episode talking about which first round playoff pick we would want to happen. All this and all the mistakes after the break.
Yes. All the smoke. You made it. Hey.
We made it. Nigga, we made it. Hey. Damn, we made it. Nigga, we made
it. Welcome back to the show. Let's get straight into it. Kirk, at the beginning of the season, we chose our top 4 teams.
We did.
Who did you choose? Who did Timmy choose? Go.
Do you want to split up East-West?
Let's go. Let's start with the East.
Let's start with the East. So, Tim and I both picked Milwaukee to make conference finals in the East. Boston was another pick. Philly, and the last pick we were split on. I picked Brooklyn and Tim picked Cleveland.
So the difference was Cleveland and Brooklyn.
Yes.
You want to go first? I mean, you picked you picked Brooklyn.
Yes.
Which, I mean, they're still
Look,
very much in the
they're
running.
not the fuck gonna make.
yeah. But I mean,
thanks to Timmy and fucking Dallas.
Yes.
Thanks to Gimba, Timmy and Dallas.
So Brooklyn's obviously out.
Yeah, I don't. And so it could be Cleveland or Miami actually. I think those are the two teams that could, but Timmy's on track with Cleveland. Yeah. So
you pick Cleveland. You still feel the same way about your 4?
100%. Feel the same way, right? You see, Kirk's problem was he believed too much in Kyrie.
Yeah.
But look, in their defense, Brooklyn were 4. They were sitting 4 in the East when they blew it up, which is bizarre. Yes. They were.
In fairness, they didn't blow it up.
They didn't have a choice. Yeah.
Okay. So your 4, you leaving as is. You still believe that's the top 4 that's going to go through to the finals? Well, to the Eastern Conference semifinals.
Yes. I think the East is a little bit easier than the West because you've got a few teams that are dominating the top, and then you've got some terrible teams at the bottom. The definition of Wolfsburg.
Yeah. Just doing nothing.
Yes.
Let's go in the West.
Before we move on, stemming from that, let's pick who we think is going to come out of the conference finals.
Yes.
Let's do both.
So
let's see who's going to make the conference finals and who's going to come out of the conference finals into the finals. I'm going to put the cat among the pigeons because I always pick the outsiders. I'm going to not the outsiders, but the random ones. I'm going to go with Milwaukee and Philly in the conference finals and Milwaukee to progress to the finals.
That's a strong pick. Yours, sir?
So I agree. I think Milwaukee will finish 1 and they'll play Cleveland. And I'll pick Milwaukee out of that battle. And 2 and 3 I think are going to be Boston, Philly. I agree with Kirk. I think Philly will come out of that, interestingly. And then, much of a muchness, Kirk went left, I'll go right. Let's go with Philly in the finals.
Okay.
So we have to make a wager of it somehow.
Okay. I'll go Milwaukee and Boston.
Oh, we knew you were going to go there.
And Boston go through.
Oh.
Oh,
Oh.
okay.
You heard it here first.
We in the West, brother. Who did we pick?
So, again, we were pretty much like for like throughout. We both picked Denver. We both picked Clippers. We both picked Dallas, surprise. And we were split on Memphis and Golden State.
You going Golden State, you going Memphis.
Yes.
I want to start with you. Memphis. You picked them at the beginning of the season. They are still, what, second?
Second. They'll finish second.
You think so?
They'll finish second. Look, they win a lot without Ja. I think they'll still finish second in the regular season. I'm a lot less confident that they'll get to the conference finals now. But if it was just on pure seedings, are they going to finish top 4 100%? I don't think Sacramento can catch them, and nobody can catch them. Nobody from 4 down is even going to be close.
And that's where they stop. First round, second round.
Yes, I think they'll stop in this in the first round. I think although they play well without Ja, although they'll finish second and they'll have home court advantage, there are some seasoned grizzled teams that are going to come out of even that play-in tournament. I think they're going to be ready. I think they're going to be confident. I don't think they're going to back down, and I think Memphis is going to fall in the first round.
Golden State? Do they fall to Golden State?
No, because Golden State will probably finish 8th and then be in the plane against Denver, which is what we want to see, but we'll get back. We'll get there later. Although, just on the Memphis situation, they are currently third. Sack caught them, they split 7.5 games, yeah. And if Ja is going to face more time out, Brandon Clark went down with Achilles, I think it was. Thing is, every 2 ticks he's going to be suspended for the rest of the way out. So they are on a fucking slippery slope.
Yeah,
they are.
Yeah, so I think I agree with him. I think they will probably fall in the first round because they are so washed. They are so diminished at the moment. Steven Adams coming back might give them something because he's a grinder, he's a bruiser, and that helps in the playoffs. But I don't think it's going to be enough to get into the second round. Yeah.
But I mean, your pick, you still feel the same? Like Golden State?
In terms of Golden State,
you reckon they still make the conference semifinals?
sure. I hope they do. But who are they going to play in the first round? Like I said, if they
They'll
currently
play the Grizz now.
Yeah.
3 play 6.
Yes. If the playoffs started today.
Correct, yeah. Yeah, then they'll make it to the second round. Boom.
Wow.
But what's the split? They split with Dallas at the moment.
The Warriors.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I believe
Yeah.
Dallas will win more games than Golden State before the end of the year.
I also agree with that.
Yeah.
Although I wouldn't want that. I'd prefer the Mavs to drop one and play
And play.
and play the
Everybody's
Grizz instead
chasing
of playing the
six.
Suns. No sir.
What a difference one position makes. Who do we pick in the West to go to the finals? Clippers, Dallas, Denver, Memphis. Clippers, Dallas.
I'm
Golden
gonna
State.
go Denver Suns, Denver to progress. Because I think one of the top 4 is going to get knocked by the Suns, who is not in the top 4. But then this prediction.
And who goes through the
But then the
finals?
prediction is wrong. Then one of my predictions must fall out.
You can't possibly have a Denver Suns. You can't have a Denver Suns
Are they going to
conference
meet?
finals.
Are they going to meet earlier?
They won 4. Yeah. They will meet in the second round.
Oh. No, I think Denver's going to go through.
For real?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah. I believe Denver's going to go through. I believe Denver's going to make the final.
who's going to be in the finals with him? That's more interesting.
Milwaukee.
So who's going to be the conference finals?
I know.
Yeah. He says Suns. Well, yeah.
DBAP.
You can't be the Suns. Can't be the Suns.
DBAP. That I was being.
That's the universe.
Who is going to be in the conference finals with Denver.
So maybe I'll give you the options.
Yes,
as it stands right now,
yeah.
right? Kings, Timberwolves, Grizz, Warriors. It's got to come from that side of the bracket. Unless you think Lakers will sneak the Timberwolves or Clippers out, or the Pelicans will take one of them out,
So it's Golden
or the
State.
Mavs drop down.
Shit, so you think it's going to be Golden State?
Me?
No, I'm thinking out loud.
Okay, while he thinks,
Yeah.
who do you have?
Look, I think the Nuggets are going to make it to the finals. They are head and shoulders better than all the rest of the teams in the West, shown by the record at 7.5 games better than the next team.
Yeah.
Right, that's crazy. Also, their star player is a facilitator and he can make shots, right? And touch wood. He doesn't generally get injured, and they've got a lot of weapons,
Yeah.
right? So even if one of the weapons goes down, they'll keep chugging along, and they got better after this little mini buyout session. So I think hands down the Nuggets will go through. The rest will be an absolute dogfight. If we have to take the teams in the positions that they are in right now, so between the Kings, Grizzlies, Warriors, Timberwolves, I'm gonna go the Kings.
Take the closest to them. Yeah.
They're the closest to them. They seem to have had more momentum. They don't play any defense, but they score against everybody. Again, they've got a couple of heads that of the snake that you'd have to take out. I get a good feeling about them.
So Nuggets Kings.
As it stands right now, Nuggets Kings.
And Nuggets go through.
Nuggets goes through.
Okay.
Kings are currently the poor man's Golden State, the way they're playing, and I think, they probably gonna make the conference finals.
No, it reminds me of a little bit. The year before Golden State did really well, they played the Spurs in the playoffs, and they pushed them heavily.
Yeah.
Right, it was sort of Steph and Clay and the coming out party, right? And so interesting that you say, well, actually, the Kings are the poor man's Golden State, because that was almost it was like the final Spurs hurrah and a changing of the guard, and this is probably what gets represented here. Except what is going to be different is I think Golden State are going to lose.
Yeah, I agree.
Interesting. I think it will be Nuggets in the final against no. I think the Suns kick the Nuggets out.
Okay.
And I think the Suns play Golden State.
You look very sad about that.
Yeah.
Though.
I do.
Are you okay?
I do. I've watched a few Phoenix games, and they look too dangerous for me to even think they are going to lose against them.
You know what the problem with
But I might be falling into the same trap.
with Phoenix is? Everyone's raving about that Phoenix Dallas game, but it was a bunch of ISO. There was no ball movement. There was no reversals. There was no off the ball movement. It was just give the ball to our best player, and he will fuck you up. And if he doesn't, he'll give it to the next best player, who will then fuck you up. And I don't know if that's going to get you through a
7-game series.
NBA playoffs.
On that point, it was one game. They turned into human flames.
Yeah.
Right? They didn't miss anything. They made all the hard shots.
Yeah.
Right? And by hard, I'm going to go hard because we were playing against a cuck defense. Right? When you get into the playoffs, these teams will scheme against you. You will start seeing double teams flying out of nowhere. They're intentionally going to put your weakest player under a lot of pressure, and then all of a sudden the whole season is going to ride on them. It's fundamentally different. Don't get too carried away with one crazy game.
Yeah.
Unless it's Kyrie.
Okay.
So before we move on, I saw an interesting stat that said Denver are by far the most efficient in the clutch. They took their 100 clutch possessions of the last however many games, and they outscored the opposition by 25 points in the clutch.
Wow.
Yeah. That is scary stuff.
Wow.
In fairness,
That's a serious stat.
in fairness though, they beat teams by a country mile, so that's only like probably 2 games, and they blew them out in those 2 games, and so it's completely warped because the sample size is terrible.
Says the analyst.
Yeah, you see, Timmy always burst the person's
yeah,
bubble.
oh, yeah.
Always burst the person's
Still
bubble.
impressive for those 2 games.
I know.
I think it's a bit more than 2 games.
Nah, not
They
not to
played
Tim.
like 60.
But only 2 is the real ones. After the break, the famous Liam's Lambada. Ba, ba, da, ba, ba, it's gonna bow. All right, welcome back to the show. It's the NBA SA show, and it's Liam's Lambada time. Liam, what are we doing, bro?
Okay, so today, once again, we prepared another presentation for you guys. So today we are going to be looking at some things that NBA players have said. It may be a tweet, it may be a quote, maybe in an interview.
Okay.
But we're going to be looking at some of the crazy or inspirational things that various NBA players have said. So
Okay. Okay.
Hey, where does he get this?
Nah. Producer Liam is on fire. He's on fire. Ready?
2, 1, here we go.
Who said it? Who was it about?
He's a skilled player. He's like a unicorn. They are talking about.
Who cares?
Who said it?
Literally clarified, but now you press the buzzer. Answer. A monkey's a move.
Charles Barkley.
Incorrect.
Yo. Phil Jackson.
Incorrect.
Who do you think he was talking about there?
KD. But they actually is like a bird, but I was hoping it would be that.
I'm gonna. Who did you think they were talking about?
I thought they're talking about Porzingis.
Me too. Me too. So then,
So that's why I was like, Charles Barkley would say something like, he's a unicorn. Kevin Durant said that.
Are you going to say give it to that?
No, I know who said it. Okay, wait, I can forget, I can forget.
but it is Kevin Durant.
It is, the answer is give it to that.
Oh,
He said
you must speak up, man.
I literally said Kevin Durant.
Who did he say it about?
I don't know why you pressed the buzzer because my buzzer was still gone. I hadn't given an answer.
Yeah,
I hadn't given an answer.
That is fine.
I don't
Who did he say
understand.
that about?
I don't know who said the
Okay,
I just know
okay.
he said that's
Here we go.
what
Here we go. Next one.
Okay, next one.
I'll claim the point. Man, meeting Michael Jordan for me was like Black Jesus walking towards me. Allen Iverson.
Incorrect.
Reggie Miller.
No.
Oh, good one. Reggie wouldn't say Black Jesus walking towards me.
Oh, you're gonna say again now because I pressed my buzzer.
Yeah, spicy. Tim's getting spicier. Huh? He's so used to winning now.
Isaiah Thomas.
Incorrect.
Who?
I
Isaiah.
got the clue.
Go clue?
Okay, his middle name is Raymond.
Is his first name Razor?
I can't give you guys too easy.
Ramon. There's no
You
chance we
said that
know.
was an easy clue.
Okay, another clue.
Another one. He's worth $1 billion.
Billion.
1 billion.
LeBron.
That is
LeBron say that.
Is what LeBron said.
Funny thing about what is his middle name?
Raymond.
Raymond.
LeBron
Do
Raymond.
you know what Ja's name is?
No.
Jordan.
First of all, Ja is short for Jamal. I think that's his second name.
Okay.
His first name is like Demetrius. Yeah. You know.
Demetrius. Demetrius.
If your name was Demetrius, you'd also go by Ja.
Definitely.
Yeah. You can't pull a gun out and say it's Demetrius.
Ja.
That's too soon.
Next up. Scarlett Johansson. I will drink your bath water. Iman Shumpert.
Not a bad guess.
I got another guess, but I'll wait for them. 3.
Yeah, you wasted over
2.
20 minutes on your intro. Now you want to come rush us? Get the fuck out.
Who smacks to drink Scarlett Johansson's water?
Kyrie Irving.
Whoa! Maybe you should. Who would like to drink her water?
Bathwater.
Who's the Grizz?
You can't ask a question, Tim.
The Grizz Center.
Answer,
The
Tim.
Grizz Center. From New Zealand.
The Grizz Center.
Tattoos.
Oh.
Don't tell him.
Yeah, actually. Why?
Steven Adams.
Asking questions to the questions.
You got it up. I thought I got that right.
Yeah,
Eh?
yeah. Answer is?
Yeah, you're gonna hit your buzzer.
Are we guessing again?
What you say?
Giannis. Ah, I thought he would say
That's a dirty thing to say. Hey?
if the bathwater's clean, it's not dirty.
I can't work with you like this.
Do you guys want to guess one more?
Liam is about to give a clue. I don't know why you guessed now. You guessed now before the clue.
Go
That
clue.
was a
No,
silly
your
thing to
second
do.
play. Your
Silly
second is
thing.
Clyde.
Not an easy clue. Not easy clue. It's just
A clue.
teacher. I mean, we're 6'10".
That narrows down. That
No,
eliminates
that's
like
the Indian.
5 players.
Yes.
Here we go.
Next one?
And another clue.
Yeah.
That wasn't the
3
clue.
doesn't help.
Jared Allen.
Incorrect.
Is he even 16?
I don't even know if he's 16.
Can I have a guess?
I'm just gonna randomly guess a 6'10" player.
Yes. He doesn't know a 6'10" player. He doesn't know. He's like 6'10", I reckon it's about 1.9. 1.9, I reckon. Luca. He doesn't know.
Luka. Actually, it could be Luka.
Brian Clark.
Incorrect.
Okay, we need the answer.
First one to pass, very easy clue. He has the same name as a very famous comedian. His first name.
Doesn't help us.
Surname is Hot.
Hold on.
Please say Kevin.
No, wait.
Tell me, Prince.
I did.
You
no,
press.
no, but I can go in 2 different directions.
You must say one.
Wait, I want to clarify. When you said the-
No clarity. No clarity. No clarity. No clarity.
I found the clue as well. Who is it next, by the way? So,
Answer. You need
The
to know.
NBA player's name.
No,
Yes.
no prompting from the studio audience.
We need a name, Tim. Just a name, not a question.
Yeah.
We need a name.
Kevin Love.
He said his surname was Hot.
No, but that's why I want to clarify. I said his name is Odd. That's what I want to say.
wait.
Josh Hart.
No.
If
Sorry,
you guys
Tim.
cut to me
Sorry,
for
Tim.
interpreting that incorrectly.
Sorry,
and I
Tim.
interpreted correctly. Sir.
By the way, Tom was person than you.
I know.
Kevin Durant. He said he has the same name as a comedian.
Yes.
So you were right.
Yeah.
But the wrong Kevin.
Yeah, that's
Okay. Next one.
Sorry for your clarity. Your clarity was the right
You know,
thing.
you probably would have got it right.
LeBron James still gets criticism. Jesus still gets criticized.
Goodness.
This is this a player?
It's LeBron James.
And that's the same thing. I was like, it's LeBron.
Then I'm gonna say Anthony Edwards.
Incorrect.
Yo, I thought he said that. I was convinced he said that.
Dwayne Wade. As I said, that's a brother play no more.
Kyrie Irving.
Incorrect.
Oh.
Okay. He plays for the Lakers.
Did you say Anthony Davis?
No.
You
I'll go
didn't.
third.
I'll go with Anthony Davis.
Incorrect.
I was gonna say Anthony Davis. Thank you for beating me to the buzzer.
Your answer? Huh? You must answer now because you were second.
Did I?
Did I?
He currently plays for the Lakers.
Okay, give us an
Austin
answer.
Reeves.
Give us an answer.
Austin Reeves.
Yeah, I was gonna guess Austin Reeves.
I wasn't gonna guess.
Me
It's
too.
just, I mean,
You see, it would take us long.
I mean, the brother not even playing.
It would take us very long.
He hasn't played a game.
Next.
He's like the poor man's. He's like the poor man's Kyrie anyway. should have gotten a half a point for
The
that.
slow man, Scotty.
Okay, this is the last question.
Last one. What's the score?
What is the score?
1-1-1.
Whoa! Last one.
We are killing it. I don't even know. I don't know.
But now, what you doing now?
And with this one is dubious in the first place. I don't know how you get into controversial situations every time.
Always.
Eh?
Okay. Just ignore the picture I'm going to.
Charles Barkley.
Here we go. Here we go.
Last one.
I got a horse outside.
Currently playing.
Who would say I got a horse outside?
Please.
Patrick Beverly.
Incorrect.
That's not a bad guess, sir. I like that.
Because he would bring a horse to a game.
respect that. I respect that. He would bring a horse to a game.
Tell me nothing. Nobody tell me nothing.
Take my horse outside. We need an answer, gentlemen.
Let's go 10 seconds for both of you guys.
Let's go, clue.
No. Oh yes.
Now you got to answer. Now you
Okay, imagine.
Jamirant.
Yo, I thought I was gonna say the same thing.
Quick guess. Quick guess.
Okay.
Before we go to clues, yeah. Yes to me. Because he probably does have
Yes to me.
Okay. Clue. He played for OKC.
Russell Westbrook.
Yes,
Nobody tell me nothing.
The Kirk just win 2 weeks in a row.
In a row. Yeah, I'm gonna take
My horse outside. No. Let's give a round of applause to Kirk.
Yeah.
Let's give a round of applause for producer Leo. Yeah.
2-1-1. The ceiling is low, but it's full.
My floor is also low.
After the
That's why the
break,
bench is like this.
after the break, we let you know which first round playoff game we want must happen. Chat you now. Welcome back to the show. It's the NBA SA show. My name's Wesley. This is Tim. This is Kirk. And thank you for watching and thank you for staying tuned. We're going to be talking about the playoffs. So there's very few games left. Some teams have just under 20 games left. Most teams have under 20 games left for the season. Everybody's talking about the playoffs. The West, anything can happen over there. The East, there's a few solid teams, and then there's the rest of the teams that we're not kind of sure about. But the question I pose to these two gentlemen is, if you could pick your perfect first round pick in the East, and maybe we get to a first round pick in the West as well, we'll see. Who would you pick and why? Obviously, I'm going to go full on entertainment value. But Tim, I'd love to know, who would you pick as your first round pick?
Because you wouldn't go entertainment value.
He wouldn't. He'd go.
I don't care about
Tim
entertainment.
would go with some statistical. I go for clickbait.
That's an awesome question, Wiz. I'm not going to answer it though.
In Tim style.
I'm going to give you 3 great series that everybody should be excited about.
Okay.
Right? First of all, Grizz Warriors. Right? I think that team has got spice, or that series has got spice.
Yes.
They really don't
History.
like each other.
Yes.
They hurt each other last year. They are currently 3-6. Right? So if everything stays the same, actually they will play.
Yeah.
I think that would be awesome. But that's not my first pick.
Okay. He never follows the rules, eh? Never.
I was just correcting the fact that earlier in the show I said Grizz were second. And we're not second. My second pick is Suns Mavs. And actually, that's exactly where they are right now, 4-5. They clearly don't like each other.
Yeah.
Right? There's a storyline between Kyrie and KD. There's a storyline between Book and Luka. There's enough respect. At the same time, they are big shot makers. That series would be fire.
Yeah.
Because remember, Mavs knocked them out last year.
Yeah.
Right? So there's
Yeah.
history there.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah? But actually, neither of those are my picks. My favorite, and the one I really, really, really hope comes to fruition, is the Heat 76ers.
Heat 76.
76ers.
Tell us why.
You've got this Heat culture that is meant to be tough, right? You've got a Philly City, which is built on this culture of rocky and being tough. You've got Embiid, who's got a lot to prove. You've got Bam, who's on the other side, who is meant to be a big man stopper, right? You've got Butler, who came from the 76ers, who left them, went to the Heat, right? And then told Embiid to come. You've got Harden, who's failed on so many different occasions, right? Especially against physical teams. Now going up against one of the most physical defenders in Jimmy Buckets. There's a lot of dog in both teams. They'll all talk it up. The culture will be there. One in Miami, one in Philly. The stadiums are going to be packed. If that was a first round match, I would wake up every morning at 3 o'clock to watch that.
That's a dog fight.
Sure.
That's a dog fight.
And to be honest, whoever comes out, if any of three of those happens, whoever comes out of that is going to be on fire and full of confidence, and I wouldn't want to face them in the next round.
Who you got, man? Thank you. I love those 3 picks.
So in the East, if everything stays as it is now, which it won't, but if it could, and Miami played Boston in the first round, that would be
another one.
That would be another.
That's
one.
another big one.
Because of the history, because of the and I don't know. I think Miami. Who knows?
You think Miami can?
Well, Miami definitely can top them. But I don't know if they would. I don't know if they would. Honestly,
Is that would be your number one series?
for the first round? Yeah. In the East, in the West, again, if everything stays the same and Lakers finish 8th, I would like to see them against Denver. Because
Lakers, Denver.
yes, because I like watching Lakers lose, and because
And so say all of us. Yeah.
and because the last time the Lakers knocked Denver out of the playoffs was in the bubble, and they basically just bullied Jokic off the floor. They had depth in size. They threw Boogie at him. They threw Howard at him, and his Oaks just trapped him. They basically trapped him off the floor. I think this is a smarter Jokic, and this is a much more diminished Lakers team. So I'd like to see.
Revenge.
Yeah, I would just like to see Joker get his revenge.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
and then obviously the Dallas Suns matchup is an exciting one as well. Yeah.
I think the NBA would find a way to give us that Dallas Phoenix matchup. It's got everything written there. Kyrie, KD, trade. There's already the beef between Luka and Booker. Like, if not first round, give us that in the
Where
second
did
round.
that come from?
That comes from when didn't Dallas kick
that-
out Phoenix
last
in the
year.
bubble?
No, it was last year. Wasn't
Last year.
it? Yeah.
Was it only last year? Didn't they kick them out in the bubble?
Last year. And Dallas just turned into, again, the whole
Yeah,
team.
because Clippers
In
kicked,
fireballs.
Yeah.
Clippers kicked Dallas
Dallas
out
out.
in the first round.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Interesting. All right.
How about those Bulls, eh?
I'm not gonna give my choices the same one.
No, give the choices.
No, I just want.
Because you will say like, what if Utah made it and
The Pelicans.
yeah,
If
and
Zion came back.
and played Toronto in the conference quarterfinals.
We can get you.
in my
we can get you
dream
December.
game. My
Hawks.
dream game.
Hawks.
Nah,
Hawks.
is a healthy Steph Curry versus a healthy LeBron James
That would be a
in
nice.
the Western Conference Finals.
That would be a playing game, though. Most likely.
More like.
One-
Yeah, you'll get a one.
But if I could get that game, I'd be very happy. That's another game.
Remember,
World War One.
Lakers knocked Golden State out of the play-in tournament
Yes.
2 years ago.
Yes.
The year before they won it, Golden State won it. Yeah.
That was LeBron's only time in the playing. Yeah. No.
Yeah, he didn't.
Yeah.
Nobody cares.
Nobody cares.
Do you know?
Hashtag.
Do you know what would be cool? You know what would be cool?
Uh-huh.
Right? Is a Knicks Celtics Just because of the history of the two franchises,
Yes.
just because both of those cities would go absolutely nuts. Yeah. Specifically in New York, I actually don't see a way of it happening. Because Boston are going to finish second. I don't see Philly catching them. Right? What's unlikely.
Are you sure?
Yeah. This time I check. Yeah. And even if they do catch them, they're still on the same side of the bracket.
Yeah.
Whereas Knicks would to get on that same side of the bracket would have to drop. Right? Because they're 5 at this point in time. So unlikely to happen, but that would be a cool series at some stage.
And Knicks could drop. Don't you think they're punching above their weight at the moment? Because I mean, they got your boy Jalen Brunson. So. You probably wouldn't think that.
The Knicks is the Eastern Conference Kings. Things are rolling.
Yes.
They've got momentum. They've got confidence. Josh Hart's made a big difference. Tom Thibodeau will make sure that they play defense to a degree, right? The shot makers are coming to town. Like they're not gonna drop because who's gonna overtake them?
Yeah.
Right now, you know who's below
Besides
them?
Miami.
The Nets.
Yeah.
And Miami is 3.5 games behind them. That's unlikely. Yeah. Nothing in the last 10-15 games will give you the impression that the Knicks will suddenly turn bad. They're 9-1.
True, 9-1.
Yeah.
Okay.
But knowing a Tibbs team, he'll play that starters
Klaar.
90 minutes a game, bro.
Frot 3 games in. Moeg. Welcome back to the show. It's the soapbox part. We called it the soapbox because Timmy called it soapbox. Timmy, over to you, sir.
Not the soapbox.
Soapy comic books. Hit me, sir.
I want to talk about 2 things today, Wiz. The first thing I want to talk about is I'm amazed with how close the race in the West is.
Yeah.
You know, everybody from 4 to 13 can make it. You'd think that this means a lot, right, to each of the teams. But when you watch the games, the players don't seem to play any defense. And the games at the end of the night, you take a look at it, it's 130 to 120, 140 to 130. It's like all-star games. And I don't get why, when it matters most, and it's almost like we've got this mini playoffs into the playoffs, nobody seems to be taking the defensive side seriously at all. And it's strange. I like high-scoring games. I'm just not sure how much I like not having that, not having the defense. And people are saying, oh, this game's got playoff intensity. I'm not sure that it does. Not if you're scoring 40 points a quarter. Right? That's the one thing I want to talk about. Then the other thing that I want to talk about, and I know we're a happy show, right? But something big over the last week has taken place, and I think it's important that we do at least mention it, right? And that's around Ja. And if you guys aren't aware, he's been involved in a couple of incidents around guns, around his behavior, around the crew that he's running with. Depending on who you listen to, he's suspended at this period of time, and everybody has got their own opinions with what they believe has happened, what they think has happened, why it's happened, right? And over the last couple of shows, we talked about the pressure that these guys are under, right? The amount of mental stress, I suppose, that they go through, right? And maybe I think it's a useful time, as much as we criticize and celebrate, that we also realize that these are young 23, 24-year-olds still trying to figure out their way. And this isn't me necessarily condoning, right, anything that he has or hasn't done, but more admitting the fact that we really don't know the details. We actually don't understand the struggles. And when you are listening to the story or hearing headlines or seeing little TikTok sort of videos, maybe my only request is just be kind. Be kind until you know, because everything up until this point has shown that this guy is a great role model, right? Everything that everybody has said shows that is amazing, and I hope that he bounces back from this. I hope that he learns whatever lessons he needs to learn and turns it into a positive situation. I hope in the future I'm going to feel good about my son wearing a jar top.
Amen.
Is that it?
That's it.
That was mine.
I'm clean.
He got it.
For how many days?
Just while I stand on the soapbox.
What do you want to add, brother?
I feel like I shouldn't add because he wrapped it up so nicely.
Ah.
So I'm not going to add anything. Well done to him.
But to add...
But I do want to say...
now that the camera's here, what do you want to say, bro?
Like a few days ago, I posted in our group, like, it feels like Memphis are trying too hard to force this bad boy image. It feels like they're searching for an identity and they're latching onto this bad boy image for the team, and it feels like it's just spiraling out of control, and it really does feel like something needs to happen, and hopefully that was it, and they can steady the ship again and get back to doing what they do well. Was it Stephen A or was it Chuck that said, like, Ja is in a position that people would kill to be in, pardon the pun. Like he's made it. He's got tons of money. He's doing what he loves. Why is he trying to ruin that? It's like, it's bizarre. But like you said, it's stress, and it's people do. They're young, they're impressionable, they do strange things. So
I mean, he's 22.
Oh, yeah.
You know, 22-year-old.
What were you doing when you were 22?
Yeah, I mean, not flashing a gun, but I mean, you do weird shit.
What
You
were
do
you
weird
flashing?
shit. For me to know, for you to find out next week. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you, Tim. Thank you, Kirk.
Thank you, Wesley.
I'd love to see this edit. Catch you next week.